My name is Anushka and I am going to give a presentation on Linux operating system. So yeah, what is Linux? It is a Unix-like operating system and it can run on a bit of hardware. Linux operating system is distributed across any platform and supports the multiprocessor to multitasking and multi-users operating systems. Here are some of the basic features of the Linux operating system. Here you can see like it is a portable means the software that can work on a different types of hardware in the same way. Second, open source. In open source, Linux source code is freely available and it is community based development project. In this, multiple teams work in a collaboration to enhance the capability of the Linux operating system, and it is continuous involving. And the third, multi-user. Linux is a multi-user system, which means that multi-users can access the system at the same time. Multi-programming. It is a multi-programming system, which means multiple applications can run at the same time. Hierarchical file system. It provides the standard file structure in which system users files are arranged. Shell. Basically, it means that a special interpreter program which can be used to execute the command of the operating system, and it can be used in the various types of operation calls, application, program, etc. And security. Linux provides user security using authentication features like password protection, encryption of data. Now, architecture of Linux operating system. Linux system architecture is consists of the following layers, like hardware layers. It consists of the peripheral devices like RAM, HDD, CPU, etc. Kernel. It is a component of the operating system that interacts directly with the hardware and the shell, and interference of the kernel, hiding the complexity of the kernel functions from the users and the utilities. In this, the programs given user most of the functionalities on the operating system. Now, Linux versus Unix. The Linux is a free and but Unix is not. Unix is compatible with Linux at the system call level, meaning most programs written for either Unix or Linux can be recompiled to run on the other system. And but in the Linux, it runs faster than a Unix on the same hardware. Linux versus Microsoft Windows both offer some of the graphics capabilities and Linux network is excellent. Linux is a multi-user and multitasking, but Microsoft Windows doesn't support it. Uh, Advantages of Linux operating system. It is a free and it is a open source. Anyone can use that. Linux is portable to any hardware platform. It is a minimal hardware configuration which requires Linux continues work well even when the hard disk is almost full. Linux can almost forever without any reboot and it's stable. A Linux operating system does not slow down with the time. Linux operating systems come with some inbuilt software like Open Office, PowerPoint, Excel, etc. It is most of the one of the most secure operating system. The large number of the Linux distribution gives you a choice, and it is a most Linux application have a very short debug time, and the disadvantages of Linux as like there is a no standard edition of the Linux, and it is has a patchier support of the drives, and it is not very user friendly and confusing for a beginners. And because Linux is free open source, then therefore there is no legal comeback if you find that software isn't up to scratch or it causes problem, and there is a less application for the Linux. So yeah, here is my topic ending with that, and thank you.